Liftoff will start in T-minus 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have ignition.
It's time! 17 seconds from Game 7 or from championship number 6. Open! Chicago with the lead! Pfeiffer got a piece of it. It comes off. The Chicago Bulls have won their 6th NBA championship.
Tying run at second, 2 out. Palmero over the head of Jenks. Uribe charges, throws, out! And the White Sox have won the World Series.
To the far side around the 8-yard line to Hester. Under it and to the middle at the 15, to the 20, breaks free to the 25, to the 30, to the outside, 40, midfield, 40, 30 in the coast, 20, 15, Hester 5. Oh! Touchdown!
Toward Bryant. He will glove it in front of Rizzo. It's in time. And the Chicago Cubs win the World Series.
What up, what up, what up? Welcome, Shawn and Maya in the morning on this House Music Monday edition. I'm your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra. Thanks for tuning in. If you're watching us on Facebook Live, well, then I guess you found us on Facebook. And if you're not following us on Facebook, what? Come on, go to Facebook, type in Sports Zone Chicago, click the like button, and now you're following Sports Zone Chicago. Simple. But wait, there's more. Go to the show's page, go to Shawn and Maya in the morning, like that page as well. So not only will you get, not only are you liking Sports Zone Chicago, but you'll be liking Shawn and Maya in the morning as well. Watching us on our YouTube channel. Excellent. And if you're not subscribed to our YouTube channel, for real, come on, guys. Go to YouTube, type in Sports Zone Chicago, click the subscribe button, but also click the notification button. That's the little bell next to it, and that'll let you know anytime a show from Sports Zone Chicago is going live. Get it? Got it? Good. Now, watch this on our mobile app. And please don't tell me you didn't know we had a mobile app. Come on, baby. What's wrong with you? You got to keep up with the Joneses in them. Okay? So listen, here's what you do. You go to wherever you get your apps from. It doesn't matter where you get your apps from, whether it's iTunes or Google Play or Amazon or Walmart or Kmart or 7-Eleven, Zayre, Zemsky, Macy, Montgomery Ward, Woolworths, Weebles, Goldblatts. Doesn't matter. You go there, you type in Sports Zone Chicago, you download it, you take us with you on the go. So not only do you get in the morning 3 days a week, not only do you get our other live shows throughout the week, and not only are they archived there like they are on Facebook and YouTube, but I'll tell you what, we give you a slew, and I mean a slew of articles. Thanks to my man Clarence Council III. Big up to Clarence for keeping you abreast of all articles Chicago sports related. Now, watching this on our Roku channel, I like that kind of party, baby. And if you don't know, you better ask somebody. Sports Zone Chicago, we have our own Roku channel. So if you have a Roku television in the house, do us a favor. Download Sports Zone Chicago's channel to your television. Okay, and put us there next to the big boys: Netflix, Hulu, Prime, Amazon Prime, Apple Plus, HBO Max, Disney Plus, Paramount Plus, Stars. Oh my God, the season finale of Power Book 4, Raising Kanan, was insane. Insane in the brain. Whew. But I digress. Put us there and watch us on the big screen. How run the big screen, right, Vicky, now. You can also tweet the show. You can tweet us at Sports Zone Shy. That's CHIS Sports Zone Shy. Now, if you want to follow me, just me personally online. Want to know what I did? Let me tell you what I did. I made it nice and easy for you folks. Nice, easy. One handle for Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, and TikTok. All one handle at the Sierra. We got a great show, but I need you to get interactive. All right, so whatever platform you're watching us on, whether it's Facebook, YouTube, or our mobile app, leave a question or comment on that platform. It'll come up here in the thread. Put it up on the screen. We'll incorporate it into the show, and that, my peoples, is what makes this the best morning Chicago sports talk show around. And that's you. So bring them all, baby. Questions, comments, smart ass remarks, because ain't nobody scared over here. And like The Rock said, baby, don't sing it. Just bring it. Man. People are a little slow this morning. I know it was tough for me getting up for CrossFit this morning. Shawn Wallace is in the Vicky House is what up on the House Music Monday. The Sox let me down. They let us all down with Shawn. But I mean, let's be honest. We realized, we knew we're not delusional. We understood that they were definitely overmatched. They're a much inferior team, and the Cubs are playing good baseball right now. And the Cubs did exactly what they were supposed to do. Okay? They were supposed to do. You know, they had a 9-game stretch with Miami, the Sox, and Miami. Well, they can kind of gain some ground, so they thought. Because St. Louis kept pace with them. But they did what they were supposed to do. And it was frustrating because there were opportunities. But in reality, the Cubs are just too good for us right now. They're just a much more talented team, a much I don't want to say better coach, because we have talent. I mean, we have young talent that needs to develop. And the Cubs have a good number of veterans who have produced at some point in this league. And the White Sox don't. Plain and simple, the White Sox don't. They don't have a good number of veterans that have performed in this league. Okay, it's a call-up. It's a potpourri of young talent for the White Sox, and we see a lot of it. Don't get me wrong, we see a lot of the talent, but it just hasn't been developed yet. And it's going to take some time. And us Sox fans, we're always asking to win. How much longer do we have to wait? It's been 20 years. But apparently it's going to be a little long. It's going to take a few years for us to be competitive. And so I wouldn't say the Sox let me down, because I wasn't expecting the White Sox to sweep. I was literally hoping to get one game out of the series, out of the weekend, maybe steal a second one, but there's no way I thought the Sox were going to win. I thought the chances of them winning the series were slim and none, and Slim was about to leave town. That would have had to have been by a crazy play, like maybe the wind forced the Cubs to drop a pop-up, a bases loaded pop-up with 2 outs, all right, and while the ball's in the air, 2-run score type deal. You know what I mean? That type of, but it didn't happen, and it was frustrating. Yeah, my phone was ringing off the hook, or I should say my text message were ringing off the hook. I was getting text messages left and right. I had to mute my phone. I had to mute my phone because people kept texting me after each game, Fridays, Saturdays, and yesterday I got a whole slew of them. And most of the people didn't say anything. They just put the broom emojis. They just put the broom emojis was their message to me. So, Mr. Shorty checking in. What's up, Papa? How are you? It's top of the morning to you. Yeah, it's a rough one. We had a good day yesterday. Brandon Schutz, who's a Cubs playing today, we'll get to that. They're in Miami. We talked about that. They had Miami at home last week. They had the Sox over the weekend at home. Now they travel back to Miami to face the Marlins. Yeah, it's a little slow. It seems like a lot of people are taking their time getting in. But listen, I don't know a lot about a lot, but I do know this: more the usual suspects will chime in on that, my peoples. I can promise you. Yeah. Today just seems like a true Monday. It's a crappy day. It's only going to be in the high 50s, I want to say. It was just 84 a couple days ago, Friday. yeah, it was. We had hope you guys had a fun weekend. Hope you're able to spend time with your family, friends, and or loved ones. I got to spend last evening with a buddy of mine. Actually, a few buddies of mine. He had a comedy show for his birthday. His birthday was this past week, and he had a comedy show. It was a fundraiser. So we were there yesterday, and it was interesting. It was interesting yesterday. Let me just put it that way. It's good to see a lot of my friends. And that's the cool part. And that's exactly what I mean when I say it. Like, do stuff with your peoples, all right? It's like my output people. I had a good contingency of my output people were at Joe's on Weed Street last night for this comedy event. So it was good time. Comedians were good. The last guy was hilarious as all get out. He's been around the world, around the country, I should say. A BET and some other stuff. He was really good. And 4 or 5 Tito's and Club with the lemons later. I felt it this morning at CrossFit. I'm feeling it a little bit this morning here, but the show must go on. Rick Gonzalez checking in. What's up, Papa? I said, good morning, Shawn. At least we got the USFL to watch instead of the Sox. Yeah, I'd rather watch paint dry. I hear you. I hear you, man. It was frustrating. Frustrating as all get out, man. It was, yeah. And my man Armando Emeterio Lara Jr. You can't even say hello to me first, huh? You son of a biscuit. You sure didn't forget to text me real quick, did you? Armando says, Shorty. Oh, Armando and Mondo text me, and Patty text me with the sweet with some brooms yesterday as soon as it happened. You know, and I contributed to this. The Bible says, and we have a Chicago Pope now, we have a Pope who's a Chicago White Sox fan. He says, help the less fortunate. And the Cubs needed our help. Right? You're in first place. You needed our help. You needed to keep up with St. Louis because they're 14-1 the last 10 games, something like that. This is crazy. So we had figured we'd help the less fortunate. We did. So you're welcome. This is what we do. There we go. Mm-hmm. Oh, that was Siri. Last 10 in Minnesota. St. Louis is 8-2. Crazy. You like that one, huh, Rick? They don't call me a spin doctor for nothing. Oh, man. So it was a rough weekend for the boys. But again, what did we really expect? We're hoping for something different, but in all honesty, again, we were just overmatched. And it was frustrating. Just the jamokes, the Wrigley and the Cub fans that I got to deal with, like Junior and Mondo, son, Patty, and then Black Diamond will be on there soon, I'm sure. Talking this, Shorty, all you guys. But it's all right. It's all right. Oh, man. But We have a lot more to talk, and we got a good show for you, man. At the top of the hour, 10 o'clock, we have Fred Pfeiffer. He's back. We're going to talk Bulls basketball, also NBA playoffs. This week, during the raffle, not the raffle, the lottery. I'm thinking raffle because we had a raffle last night. The lottery, NBA lottery, and we're also going to talk a little NBA playoffs. And I got something to say about this whole Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese situation. All right. Angel Clark. Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese situation. King Booker World checking in. What's up, Bubba? How are you? He says, salute everybody and Shawn. As far as that goes, you know, Caitlin Clark has done nothing but elevate this game. She's got shit on by a lot of the old heads. Okay, she got shit on by a lot of big part of the black community because she's a white girl dominating in a black-dominated sport. But don't get me wrong, she's a little sly. Okay, she's like a John Stockton, and I'm not gonna call her dirty as John Stockton, no, because that dude was dirty. He was just real quiet about it and smooth about it. So late in the game, or in the game on Saturday, the season opener, they met again. And Angel Reese got the ball underneath the basket, clear path to the basket, and Caitlin Clark came down hard on her hand. It looked like she just kind of pushed her a little bit. And I don't know if she pushed her or if she was just kind of going with the way Angel was going, Angel Reese. I'm not sure. And I think Angel exaggerated a lot. Her arm was flailing. Okay. Then she gets up and she goes over there, tries to go over there, and Caitlin just walks away, and people get they're in between them. Aaliyah Boston, Caitlin Clark's teammate, gets in the way. And actually, Aaliyah Boston was shoved by Angel Reese right before the play. As the play's happening, Angel Reese shoves Aaliyah Boston. You see it clearly. Don't notice it because they're looking at Caitlin Clark. But she shoves it. She shoves Aaliyah Boston, gets the rebound, looks up. There's nobody there. She takes a dribble, is about to put it up. And that's when Caitlin Clark fouled her. Angel Reese took exception to it. She was cursing at her. And it was a hard foul. I think it's all it was. It was a situation where you just foul a person because you'd rather them go to the line and earn their 2 points on the free throw line than by just giving her an easy bucket. I don't know about upgrade. There's history between those two, so you know they're going to err. There's going to be a pre-existing condition type thing. I don't think it to me, what it showed was like Angel Reese is still a little jealous of Caitlin Clark. I don't think she's jealous of her. Because I think Angel Reese wants more, maybe respect from the WNBA, and she gets it, but she also hears a lot of the negative stuff. That she can't shoot. You know, her game needs work. She's not polished. You know, misses too many layups. That's how she stats her pads, her rebounding stats, missing layups and getting her rebounds and putting them back in. So she hears a lot of this. And I think something tells me, and this is what I think. I just think that she's just jealous that the world isn't turning on its ear for her and hyping her up as much as they are Caitlin Clark. Remember when she said last year, she goes, it wasn't just Caitlin Clark, it was two of us that brought women's college basketball, our rivalry. Yeah, it was. I understand. I agree. Is that rivalry with Iowa and LSU? It was Caitlin Clark who was doing a lot of the scoring. Caitlin Clark was doing things that have never been done before in the WNBA. I mean, she's like Logo Lillard. She's Steph Curry with her shooting. I mean, she's pulling up a dribble or two across half court. WNBA has never seen anything like that. WNBA has seen girls who are gritty and grimy and rebound and work for buckets, which Angel Reese does. Angel Reese's game is nothing generational. Nothing generational. Okay. And I just feel that she just feels a certain way. That she just feels there's a little bit of jealousy, I believe. I feel in that. And I get it. Trust me, I get it. I understand. But she's gotta put that aside. Because listen, as much as she might not be getting, like, Angel Reese needs to do her and do her only. All right, Angel, do you, ma? Period. All right. Caitlin Clark wasn't at the Met Gala. Okay. Now, whether she wanted to be or not, I don't know. But she wasn't there. You were. Okay. Caitlin Clark isn't posing for high fashion magazines. You are. Live in your truth. Be comfortable and be happy with what it is that you have. Comparison is a thief. Comparison is a thief of joy. And I think that Caitlin Clark, some people have it right here, Junior, that Caitlin Clark is in Reese's head. Yes. King Booker World, Angel shows that Caitlin Clark got her psychologically. She does. Stop worrying about it. What you need to worry about is make sure team. Indiana's a good team. Now, if you're winning, Caitlin, you're going to get a lot more pub and a lot more respect. It's just part of the game. It's part of life. People who are winners and succeed and successful, they get the spoils. They get the spoils. Rick said, and it's right, Rick, rivalries are needed in sports. But there's not a rivalry right now. The Sky are not doing very well against the Fever. See, when it was Larry and Magic, you had the racial overtones, black guy, white guy. Two coasts, East Coast, West Coast. They had history from college. But they were good, and their teams were good. Right now, the Sky isn't very good. The Sky isn't very good, and that's what they need. The Sky needs to work on becoming good. And I get what an Angel might be doing this for, Pub. I don't know. She might be trying to hype it up. I don't know. I just feel like the way she went at Caitlin Clark, there was some anger, some hatred, some jealousy, in my opinion, toward Caitlin Clark. Like, she got up mad. Like, that wasn't a hard foul. She didn't punch her in the back of the head. She didn't clothesline her like they did Kurt Rambis. Like Kevin McHale did Kurt Rambis on a fast break. Oh, she came down on her arms, stop her, make sure she couldn't get the shot up, earn your 2 points from the free throw line, period. It was a hard foul. That's it. You remember that, huh? King Booker. Well, Rambis was sideways in the air. Yeah, he was. Kevin McHale clotheslined him as he's going up. He's going up. Clotheslined him. His feet went up. And a little brouhaha ensued. This was not that by any stretch. She just came down hard across her arms to make sure she couldn't get the shot off. And said, earn it from the line. I think there was too much drama there. I mean, I don't think that's what they need. I mean, maybe it is. You know, especially if they hate each other, or if it seems like Angel hates Caitlin Clark, yeah, maybe you get more publicity. But that's the sizzle. You need the substance. The substance that keeps rivalries going is the teams need to go back and forth. You have to be able to not tell who's going to win a game. And right now, Indiana's got our number. So what they need to do is just focus on playing better basketball. And it's going to be difficult. You got a brand new coach, new philosophy, new offense, new defense. But you got to focus on team basketball, becoming better, becoming a team that just competes, but is able to go back and forth with the Indiana Fever and other teams in the league. Because if you could do that, now you're cooking with gas. Now people are excited to watch those games. Okay, it's tough to watch a game when you know who's going to win. I mean, how crazy is it? How crazy is it? How not fun is it when we watch a game, we know who's going to win? You know what I mean? It's like, we're hoping for something different, but for all intents and purposes, we know who's going to win. So this is where the Sky has to focus. This is where Angel Reese has to focus. All right, shut your mouth. Focus on getting this team better, where they can compete. They can be legitimate competition and have a legitimate chance of beating the Fever on a regular basis. And if you want to talk your shit, then okay, cool. Right now, you don't have room to do that. You don't have room. Your team's not good. You're still trying to build chemistry. You added new players, new coach, as I said, a lot of new moving parts. And again, it wouldn't surprise me if she just kind of did that for ratings but the way she went at her, it didn't look, I think it was unnecessary, but it looked like she was angry, like there was bitter hatred, jealousy. She got up and went at her like, I don't know. And then, the WNBA is looking into Alex for comments allegedly made at or toward Angel Reese. This is from Jason Leisure. He's a Bears writer, but he's also on the Sky Beat as well. A lot of people taking buyouts in the newspapers. But it said the NBA said Sunday that is looking into whether the fans in Indianapolis crossed the line into hate speech toward star Angel Reese during the season opener against the Fever on Saturday. The source said the alleged use of racial slurs is a focus of the investigation. And the WNBA said in a statement, the WNBA strongly condemns racism, hate, and discrimination in all forms. They have no place in our league or in our society. So I like the way Caitlin Clark handled it when it was posed. The question was posed to her after. It's like hard basketball play, make it from the line. In essence, hard basketball play. Just wanted to make it from the line instead of an easy layup. Next question. Just moving on. And that's the way she should have done. She gets it. She understands. She's very mature for her age. She's been around the game. She understands the politics of it. So that's awesome. Well, listen, let's take a break. All right. On the other side of the break, we're actually going to get to our top of the morning topics, I promise. All right. So don't go anywhere, folks. Keep it locked right here. Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago.
Many will hear the calling. Few will earn the title. United States Marine. The few, the proud, the Marines.
Hey, it's your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra, and be sure to follow Sports Zone Chicago on all social media platforms, on Facebook, Instagram, and our Roku channel. You can find us at Sports Zone Chicago, and on Twitter, we are at Sports Zone Shy. Also, be sure to download our mobile app so you can take Sports Zone Chicago with you on the go.
How do you take care of your mind health?
For my mental health, I meditate in the mornings.
I have my dogs. They're the best.
I just find ways that help me just relax.
Finding things that make me happy, like being close to my family.
I meditate a lot and read books.
I have hobbies outside of the game. Yeah, I'm able to switch off. I'm able to turn my brain off from the game of basketball.
Your mind health matters.
Your mind health matters.
We are looking for a few heroes, mentors, trailblazers, innovators, a passion to change lives, spark curiosity, open hearts, and awaken minds, help students answer the question, who am I? This could be your calling, but this is no job. It's the journey of a lifetime. Be a hero. Be a teacher.
Mental health and learning disorders don't discriminate. 17 million children and adolescents in the United States live with disorders like anxiety, depression, ADHD, and dyslexia. Less than half get the help they need to thrive. Help the Child Mind Institute change these children's lives. Visit childmind.org.
We've seen kind of a similar pattern here to start both of these games as Maidron drills it down the line and left, and it's a fair ball. He will dig to second, takes a weird bounce. He's going to look three, but take the turn and go back to second.
It actually is more of a change than a splitter.
This one driven deep in the air. Back it goes in left at the wall. It is gone! Miguel Vargas continues his tail.
So he fights off the splitter. He gets a... Merriweather comes on.
Robert Jr. turns on one. That's a fair ball into the left field corner. So Luis Robert Jr. with his second hit today. Up the middle, Swanson was shading towards the second base side of the bag, and he makes the play. Unbelievable range.
Welcome back to Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago. Those comes courtesy of Chicago Sports Network. Those are the good guys. Tough one yesterday at the hands of the Cubs. But, again, what do we respect? Well, listen. Guys, you know how we do. Let's get at it. Let's get it crack-a-lacking. You know how we do the first segment of every show. It's called Top of the Morning.
It won't come just when you want it.
Top of the morning to you. Top of the morning to you.
Let's go. Which way do we go? Which way do we go? Which way do we go? We only got one place to start. No. Steve, that's not up there, boss. The Cubs beat our White Sox yesterday, 6-2, sweeping. Yeah, what's that all about, buddy? Here we go. Get to it 1 second, folks. Here we go. Cubs beat the White Sox 6-2 yesterday to sweep the north side edition of the 20 Crosstown Classic. The White Sox, James Cannon was on the bump. James Cannon, he was on a bump. He got the loss. He's 2-5. He went 5 innings, 4 hits, 5 runs, 4 earned, 3 strikeouts. Miguel Vargas, as you saw, 3 with a homer that you just watched on the clip coming out of break. His 6th homer of the season, driving in his 21st of the season. Quero was 1 for 3 with an RBI, his 10th, and Luis Robert was 2 for 4 on the season. Tough one. Cubs are playing some good baseball. Can't bull jive you, can't bullshit you. They're playing good baseball. Okay? And they're in a spot right now. They're in first place. They're 2 games. 2 games ahead of the St. Louis Cardinals. We're 8-2 in the last 10 games. The Cubs are 6-4 in the last, and 8-2 in the last 10 games. They're 6-4 in the last 10 games. All right. St. Louis is making a strong push. Tough one. Okay, that's really all I can say. But for the Cubs, for all my scrub fans, Colin Ray, he was on a bump starting for the North Saturdays. He got a no decision. He went 5 1/3, 4 hits, an earned run, 2 walks. punch outs. PCA was slow. I wouldn't say slowly. He's becoming a face of Major League Baseball. He was 2 for 4 yesterday with a double, his 12th of the season, a triple, his 3rd of the season. Nico Horner was 2 for 4 with a double, his 11th, driving in his 20th RBI of the season. And Bruhan was 2 for 3 with an RBI, his 2nd of the season. Michael Busch was 2 for 4 with his 25th RBI of the year. Now, no rest for the weary as the White Sox host the Seattle Mariners today at the rate. First pitch is at 6:40 p.m. Central. You can catch that game on Chicago Sportsnet or listen to it on their flagship station, ESPN 1000. The probables for that game for Seattle: Luis Castillo is 3-3 with a 3.65 ERA, going up against Davis Martin, who's 2-4 with a 3.65 ERA. The Cubs are also in action today as well. They took a quick flight, not a quick, but they took a flight immediately after the game down to the 305. The Cubs open up a 3-game set against the Miami Marlins down there in Miami. First pitch is at 5:40 p.m. Central. The probables for that game for Chicago: Ben Brown's on the bump for the Northsiders. He's 3-3 with a 4.75 ERA. Going up against Edward Cabrera for the Miami Marlins, who's 0-1 with a 5.52 ERA. You can catch, I'm sorry, I didn't do. You can catch that game on the Marquee Network tonight or listen to it on their flagship station, 670 a.m. So we got a whole bunch of comments here. Foster Covers checking in. What's up, Papa? How are you? Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. No, those are the good guys. You guys are the Northsiders. You guys are the K. Show the good guys. Roberto Ramirez checking in. What's up, Papa? How are you? Oh, you just came to not give me crap, huh? You want to give me crap by not giving me crap? I did say this, Roberto. The Cubs are playing good. Oh, the polying, but they're playing good baseball. Excuse me. They are playing good baseball. I cannot deny that fact. Cannot deny that fact. They are looking good. Yeah, PCA went 8 for 14 this series. That's a hell of a series. Hell of a series. Black Diamond says, King Book, I got that PCA jersey ready for you. Oh, no. Oh, no. He's like, damn it, Black Diamond. I hear you, Michonne. I hear you. So, the season rolls on. The season rolls on, and all right, we got to take our ass whooping and move on. All right, the Cubs, you have a good opportunity right now, okay, to continue to build. You got 3 games against Miami off Thursday, a weekend set against the Reds. You got a chance to really separate yourself, well, possibly separate yourself from the pack. But St. Louis, man, they are tough. They're 8-2 in their last 10 games. You've got to take 2 out of 3 from Miami. You should sweep them, but you got to take 2 or 3 from Miami, a minimum. And your minimum, you got to take 2 or 3. You should sweep them. We took 2 out of 3 from them. You guys should be able to sweep them. But you're in a good spot, good situation. Oh, no. King Book of World, that sucks. Man, King Book of World says. Grandma was even talking shit to me. Oh, man, that had to hurt. That had to hurt, dog. Oh, man. It's like my uncles when they would talk trash to me when they were alive. Sox Cubs. Yeah. That's grandma. You can't just that you just gotta sit and take it. Like, damn. I hear you, dog. I hear you. Oh man. The next topic of the morning topic, Sky. Sky with a big win they lost the season opener on Saturday in Indiana to the Fever, 93-58. That was an ass whooping. 35 points. Man, oh man, oh man. Here's the play we were talking about. You see Caitlin Clark just coming down hard. Angel Reese, her arms are already starting to flare up. Okay. Angel Reese led the way for the Sky, 12 points, 17 rebounds. Newly acquired Ariel contributed 11 points. King Booker World, your future ex-wife, Camila Cardoso, 7 points, 7 rebounds. And Rachel Banham, newly acquired, contributed 8 points for the Sky. This was a play that we were talking about, that Angel Reese got up quickly. She was upset. And I think it was a lot more than just that foul. I just think the Angel hired and really wants more respect. And I get it, hon. I do. I get it. But you got to do it with your play. You know, you got to do it with your play. And you may think you deserve a lot of the accolades and the recognition that Caitlin Clark does. And you deserve a lot of recognition for what you're doing for the league. But I still think Caitlin Clark might be slightly ahead of you in regards to the attention she deserves. And it's no disrespect to you. It's just the way that Caitlin plays the game. She's doing things in the WNBA that haven't been done before. Again, there have been a ton of girls who are gritty and grimy and blue collar like you are, hardworking under the boards. Okay? But what Caitlin's doing is just generational. And don't get me wrong, I've seen you've worked on your game. Angel Reese has definitely worked on her game. You can see it in her handle. You can see it in her jump shot. You can see it in her body control. Take this down. You can see it in her body control. Okay, she's more in charge of her movements. Deliberate, smooth. Okay, and she got better. Okay, I know she was doing a lot of shit in the off season. She was enjoying her off season, but you can obviously tell she was in the gym. You can tell she was in the gym. Isn't that what you want? Isn't that what we want as fans? I need to know that my players are getting better. Junior says, Caitlin Clark looks, it's not Carlin, it's Caitlin. It's your fat fingers. R's next to the T on the keyboard. It's Caitlin, not George Carlin. The Caitlin Clark looks like the WWE wrestler from the 90s and 2000s. I forgot his name. Not the British Bulldog or Bret Hart. Who are you thinking? King Booker World talking about his future ex-wife. He's got to talk to her. 7 rebounds ain't going to cut it. We got to last at least 4 years before we break up. What What is this? Fly Beagles Fly. I have no idea what that's about. No idea what that's about. You can't think. So the Sky, their next game is Thursday. Thursday at home against the New York Liberty, the defending champs. That game is at 7 p.m. Central. You can catch that game on the U. On the U. So they got more. Sky got more coverage. The Score just announced that they're going to 6:70 a.m. That is that they're going to broadcast 7 Chicago Sky games, including both games, the 2 games here in Chicago against the Indiana Fever. So great to see them getting coverage. More ears, more eyes can be on this particular sport and also this particular team here in Chicago. And I like it. I like it a lot. Oh, Junior says Fat Fingers. Remember when the Eagles won? My Fat Fingers typed Fly Beagles Fly. Yeah, I remember that. Black Diamond says, no, Mono, she looks like Aaron Rodgers' twin sister. You know what? When on the next commercial break, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a picture of Caitlin Clark and get a picture of Aaron Rodgers and put them next to each other and see if they look alike. That's funny. That's funny. But I'm concerned about this guy. They just don't seem in sync. And there's a lot to be said for that. There's plenty of reasons. I want to see how it progresses. Okay, because they can't continue to be this out of sync. Wow. King Booker World, yes. Excellent. The cartoon version, not Maxwell Smart. The guy, I can't remember what Maxwell Smart's name was because he played Inspector Gadget in the movie. But yeah, the cartoon Inspector Gadget. That's awesome, King Booker World. Oh, man. That's awesome. I can't remember. What was the name of the actor who played? He was voiced over. No. Not in the movie. In the TV show. Now Matthew Broderick played it in the movie, but he the guy who played it in the TV show is also the voice of Tennessee Tuxedo. Yeah. James Ford checking in. What's up, Papa? How are you? Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. Don Adams. Is that it? Don Adams. Why isn't that grabbing me? Yeah, you're right. You're right. It's Don Adams. You're right. Wow, 5 seasons, huh? That's crazy. 1965 for 5 seasons. That's nuts. That's nuts. Oh, Don Adams died in 2005. Wow, 20 years ago. Lymphoma and a lung infection. Okay. Yeah, again, he was also the voice. He was also the voice of Inspector Gadget on the TV show and on and Tennessee Tuxedo. Yeah. Oh, Armando says the wrestler was Kidman, who she looked like. I don't remember what Kidman looked like. But Michonne and Junior Don Adams, thank you. I appreciate it. Go, Gadget Trey. But she does. Caitlin Clark does look like Inspector Gadget from the cartoon character. That's awesome, King Booker World. That is awesome. We got to do a better job. Sky has to do a better job of dealing with this fever. All right, the Indiana Fever is a good team. They looked more in sync, more in tune. They had more chemistry. And right now, the Sky just doesn't seem like they have it. All right, and you can get it. You can get it over time. But I want to see more plays run. I mean, who's our three-point shooter? Who's our, you know what I mean? Like, I'm looking for the dead-eye three shooter. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, listen, we're going to take a quick break, and on the other side of the break, we're going to welcome my man back, Fred Pfeiffer from the Big Red Bus. We're going to put a bow on the Chicago Bulls, and we're going to talk the NBA draft lottery. All right, and the nonsense that is, the sham that is. And we're going to ask him who he thinks the Bulls should go after with the 12th pick. All right. So my man Fred, C-Red Fred on the other side of the break. Don't go anywhere, but keep it locked right here. Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago.
Hey, it's your boy, the Superback, Shawn Sierra, and be sure to follow Sports Zone Chicago on all social media platforms, on Facebook, Instagram, and our Roku channel. You can find us at Sports Zone Chicago, and on Twitter, we are at Sports Zone Shy. Also, be sure to download our mobile app so you can take Sports Zone Chicago with you on the go.
Time out. How are you feeling right now? Happy? Excited? Angry? Overwhelmed? One of the best things you can do for your mind health is to name what you're feeling. It can sharpen your awareness and help you talk about your feelings with someone you trust. Here are 3 questions to ask yourself. Where are your thoughts right now? In the past, the present, the future? Do you notice any sensations in your body? Is your heart beating fast? Is there a flutter in your stomach? Or are you fully relaxed? What do you need right now? Time with others? Time to yourself? Remember, there's power in this awareness. So find ways to identify what you're feeling today.
Hi, guys. Hey. Hi, Megan. Hey, Jessica. Megan, you're a tramp. Brian Fitch told me you guys made out. Everybody knows. He said your breath smells like garbage. And he almost puked. He says you're the most desperate girl he knows, besides your mom. How many boyfriends does she have anyway? Lots? Your makeup makes you look like a clown. That zit is huge, zit face.
Hey, bud, what you doing?
I'm playing with cars.
Cars? Can you show me what a car does? Whoa. Hold on a second. First of all, this is a school zone. So you need to put down your cell phone, stop texting, and let's get to driving. Now you're coming up to a stop sign, right? You need to slow down and stop before you hit that Y line. I want you to look left, right, left. You don't want to get hit by a car going on your left, and to your right to make sure you don't get sideswiped by a guy coming from your right. You're coming, and you see a crosswalk. You better slow your horses down, because the #1 rule of driving is always yield to pedestrians. Now stop, pull over, and you are done driving. Gosh, what do they teach you kids in school nowadays?
play with so much pace. It's where Caitlin Clark excelled a season ago.
Angel Reese dives in and finishes through the contact. All-star each of the last 2 seasons. Nice position. Reese lays it in on a beautiful feed from Cardoso.
Certainly knows. She loves the step back going to her left side.
Here's Reese, center of the lane. Nice dish. And Cardoso finishes on a gorgeous delivery from Angel Reese. Curious about how they're going to look offensively, making everything fit together. A lot of new key pieces as Nurse able to squeeze it in.
Because they're going to have significant contributions from rookies. I think we got to give them a little bit of time to develop. It's always hard. Nice drive there and finish.
That 10th rebound and come up with a triple-double. Here's Van Lith leaning and hitting.
Shawn and Maya in the morning at Sports Zone Chicago. Those courtesy of ESPN. That was Sky in their blowout loss to the Indiana Fever on Saturday, and it was ugly. It was ugly. And again, those clips courtesy of ESPN. I guess my next guest is a good friend of the program. We're fired up to talk about him, to talk with him about our Bulls. He's the host of the Big Red Bus. You can find him on Twitter at CBE Fred for Chicago Bullseye. Guys, just welcome back to Shawn and Maya, Fred Pfeiffer. Fred, what's up, Papa? Good morning.
Shawn, I'm doing great. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can, sir.
Oh,
yes,
fantastic. I live in fear of the first 30 seconds every time I call you. My audio working. So good to talk to you, Shawn. I hope you're doing well. I love your show. Yeah, it was a rough game for Sky the other day, but you lost to a really good team.
Yeah, Indiana's good, and they have Caitlin Clark is no joke, man. She is special. She is special.
The thing that really impresses me about her is her vision. Her passing is incredible. It's incredible, and it's not just the shooting. I've never seen. I mean, even at the men level, we're talking. It's as good as it gets in terms of vision passing. So, Magic Johnson is right up there with all of them, and incredible stuff. I enjoy watching every game.
You get enamored by her long 3-pointers, and you forget her assists are just as flamboyant. Long 3/4 court or half court bounce passes to teammates streaking up the court. Pick it up, 2-step, lay it in because they're not dunking. Quick no look passes. Her vision, her basketball IQ is just really off the charts. It's like she played street ball back in the day for a long time. Like you know what I mean? Like it seems like she, and I know she didn't, but it seemed like she played street ball back in the day for a long time, and she's just on top of the game. Her mental the mental aspect of her game is just through the roof, and I love it, man. I love it. Even
agree.
The Sky, I love it.
I will say too. I thought I saw some really good stuff from Angel Reese. I thought she improved. Clearly, she put some work in.
Yes,
she hit a 3. Even though they lost and got blown out, I still thought she showed some really good, significant signs of improvement. So I'm one of the few people who like both players. I don't understand why we have to choose one or the other. I love watching both of them, and I'm a huge fan of both organizations. And to me, it's good. More people watching women's basketball is good for everybody.
Yeah, and you're right, buddy. And I said that earlier in the show. I was like, you could tell Angel Reese has been in the gym. I know she's been to the Met Gala. I know she's been in Europe doing some fashion shows and shit. But you know what? She kept the main thing, and that's basketball. And she looks smoother. What I said is she looks more in control of her body control. Her footwork and her body control are so much more improved this year than they were last year. And you only get that by putting in the work in the offseason. And I love it for her. I just want her to keep getting better and better and better.
Agree. Yeah, so it's good stuff. But on to the beloved Bulls. Hopefully things will change and we'll have a nice draft pick at number 12. I don't know about you. I'm not what a gut punch when you realize that, if it's true, if things let's just point out the Giddey shot, which in my opinion was a highlight of the season at half court against the Lakers. Let's just assume that shot is missed and everything finishes out the same way. The Bulls end up with Cooper Flag. That's what happens when you get in this lottery. It's all of it's luck, and it's a real shame that we lost out on such a transformational player who's not even 19 years old yet, and he won't be until I think December.
So let me ask you this, because I'm a conspiracy theorist, because I understand you follow the money.
Yeah.
All right. and that had to be the most rigged thing in the whole freaking world. I was just annoyed. You know, he had Casey Johnson coming on. Like, oh, I was back there. It wasn't rigged. I'm like, bro, it's rigged. Stop it. Like every single player that leaves that goes to LA, you know, you had there's just clear history of it. From you had when LeBron left Cleveland, they got the number 1 pick. When AD left New Orleans, they got the number 1 pick. And it was one more. When they got Zion, and there was 1 or 2 more.
Yeah.
And so you trade. Luke.
It was the Cleveland. It was when they got Kyrie. When LeBron left, they got Kyrie. Number 1 overall. Does another one.
It just bothers me, bro. So now Dallas got the number 1 pick in the women's and the men's.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. A lot of it's, it's just shocking. I really think if they wanted to make it really rigged, though, I think they would have given it to the Spurs, you know, with Pop going out. And then you got
because they got Wemby. You can't have too many big stars.
Yeah, that's probably true too. Also, but I mean,
look at 08. Look at 08. Chicago was down for a while.
1 year.
The number 1 overall pick was definitely Derrick Rose. There wasn't a question about it.
That's not true.
Chicago
Kid. Chicago Kid. But at the time, there was a massive debate. You can even see if you go back and watch the tape when the Bulls won that first pick. People, I can't remember who the reporter was. It might have been Doris Burke. I think it was. Went over to Steve Shanwell, who represented the Bulls, and asked. So a big debate going on right now. Is it Rose or Michael Beasley? And that was a massive debate at the time. We kind of like glossed over it and act like, it wasn't a debate. I argued with a ton of mouth-breathing Bulls fans who were like, we already got a point guard. We got Kirk Heinrich, who had a terrible year in 07 and 08. And it was a primary reason. If you go back to that time period, the Bulls had a really good streak. They signed a number 1 overall free agent in the class when they oh my God, I'm having a senior moment here when they signed from the Pistons. No, from the Pistons.
Big Ben?
Big Ben Wallace. 06-07. They got him. They won 49 games, went to the second round. Then that following season, everything fell apart. And that's when they fell into the lottery. And that's when they got Rose. But there was a huge debate at that time. We already got a point guard. Why don't we get Beasley? And I think by the time the Bulls took him, it was probably more 60, 70, 30s, 40, but there was a large contingent of fans that wanted Beasley. I don't think John Paxson gets enough credit for taking Rose when you already had Kirk Heinrich, a beloved player, on the roster. So, but anyhow, there's no doubt about this one though. It's flag, and there's a massive, huge,
drop off after him.
After that.
Yeah. So it's who can we get? I mean, can we get Maluak from Duke? Is he going to fall to 12? You know, because he would be a nice rim protector, young guy who can run the court, play some defense for us. I mean, who should we look at? Who are some names that we should keep an eye out for? Because when we hear the name, a lot of people, aren't going to know who it is, because these one and dones, you don't get a chance to watch them develop and get familiar with them, because they're one and done.
Yeah, it's a great question. So unfortunately, we're picking 12th. If you go back and look at the last 10 years, the players who've been picked at that 12th position: Derek Lively, Jalen Williams, Tyrese Halliburton, PJ Washington, Miles Bridges, Luke Kennard, Taurean Prince. I mean, you can get a good player at 12. Trey Lyles was 10 years ago, not a great player, but I think there will be a good player who will fall there. I'm a really big fan of Jackson, and a lot of rumors are that he's falling a little bit from Illinois, the point guard. But the issue is the Bulls, it's a mountain of guards on this team, right? So, are you really going to take another guard? And my answer to that, or my point is, I think they should potentially look at taking a guard and trading either an Io or Kobe, or I hate to say it because I love Kobe, but I do feel like I just feel like there's a good chance that if you got to take where the Bulls are at in their progression, you got to take the best player available. And if Jackson falls to that point, I think you got to explore taking him. Another player that I think might fall that I do not like, that a lot of people do like, is Derek Queen. He measured in at I think 6'10". He's right around 250 pounds. He's got excellent touch around the rim, really good in the paint. Problem with him is
wingspan.
Huge wingspan, but he's not a good defender. He's not a great athlete. Slow. That's my issue. And he's not a good outside shooter. I really believe you need to be one or the other. Ideally, have both. You got to be able to hit the three in today's NBA, or be an incredible defender if you're a big man. If you're neither of those, you're a liability for the team. You're not going to be playing down the stretch. It's just been proven over and over again. Yeah. Look at Alperen Sengun, who everybody seems to love. Like down the stretch, he was a massive, to me, liability down the stretch. He can't hit the three, can't stretch the floor, doesn't hit free throws at a high percentage. I would trade that guy in 5 minutes if I'm Houston. And so, I think Queen's definitely in that type of I've been pretty good at identifying busts and over my career, and that's one guy I don't think is going to translate really well to the NBA. Another guy I've been hearing a lot about is Danny Wolf, the 7-foot Michigan, power forward / center. He'd be a center in the NBA today. I like a lot about him. I think he's got really good vision. He does a lot of good things for his size, but limited athletically. Is it going to be great on the defensive end? It's such a tough thing. If I'm the Bulls, I'd really love to find a really good defensive center who's going to take over for Vooch. I think the Bulls should trade Vooch to Golden State this summer.
Yeah.
But the problem is that the really good ones are going to be off the board by the time they pick at 12.
So my guy was saying what I asked you about Maluak, if he's going to be available, and you don't think he will be at 12.
I don't. I love him. That's the guy that would be perfect, I think, for this rebuild to get him. But I don't think he's going to be available. I think he'll be off the board somewhere around 7, 8, 9. But if he is there, you better take that guy. He's going to be fantastic.
Run to the podium.
Exactly. I don't know. I do kind of feel this draft is. I heard a ton about how great this draft was going to be, and to be honest, I've only really started a deep dive on the players that the Bulls are about, supposedly going to get. I will say I'm not impressed. Even Yakashonis, who I do like from Illinois, I'm not as high on him as I was on Io, and Io was picked in the second round. I think he's good. He's got a lot of skills, but he's a little sloppy with the ball. He's inconsistent as a shooter. A ton of turnovers at Illinois. Somewhat limited athletically. I mean, he's a good athlete, but not a great one by any stretch of the imagination. I just see so many faults with a lot of these players that I hear the Bulls are going to be picking. I do love Dylan Harper. He's going to go second probably overall. Ace Bailey is a big divider among, the fan base. The one, it's really Ace Bailey is a good example. The guy was supposed to be 6'10". He measured it in at 6'7". So yes, measured in at the combine at 6'7". There's a lot of these guys like that when they measured in.
How can you tell? Why would people? I mean, you can tell the difference between a 6'7" guy and a 6'10" guy.
Well, you went through this too. I mean, I was at St. Lawrence Shore at St. Rita when I played basketball. I was 5'11", 150. They had me listed at 6'2", 195. So, I mean, this has been going on for 40 years where they lie about what the size is to kind of intimidate the opposition. I don't know. I honestly don't know why they
do it in football too. They do it in football.
There you go. It's always bigger than in reality. I did not expect Ace Bailey measuring at 6'7". So to be honest with you, I'm really a little bit down on this draft. I think the Bulls' direction should be next year. There's 3 players, transformational players. One of them, Carlos Boozer's son, that's going to be available in the top 3 next year. I really think the Bulls should try to aggressively tank, and that could be done. Obviously, you're not trying to lose, but if you trade Vooch off this team, and if you trade, let's say, an IO for draft assets, or one of our key players. You should even consider Kobe, who I love, but I don't think I just don't. I think you need to move one of those guys to really embrace failure. The problem embrace the suck, but the problem is the East is so bad now going forward. I don't think it's possible. They're going to re-sign Giddey.
Yeah.
I think they're probably going to try to win. And if they do try to win and they keep their roster as is, look at the East. Like, there's a good shot they could be top 6, maybe even 7. I think they will avoid the play-in if they just bring the whole roster back as is and get even a modicum of progression from if Giddey has a full year like he did in the last 20 games. What say you? Do you agree with that?
I think I see that because I'm not scared of or really worried. Indiana's probably the team that I'm most concerned about. Okay, but the Knicks, and I'm happy for the Knicks. I am happy as a pig in slop for the Knicks. So if they do win it, which I don't think they will, but if they do win it, at least my friends from college who've never seen a New York Knicks championship, there were 3 or 2 the last time they won it, so they don't even see it. It would be great. Jalen Hurts would own New York. You know what I mean?
Right.
But the way Tibbs plays, I'm expecting someone to get hurt.
Yeah.
The way he runs him into the ground. I'm surprised. I'm not surprised. I'm surprised that Jalen Hurts. I shouldn't say that. I'm not surprised he had those guys in late. He did that here. I just hope that nothing really happens to those guys in a meaningless point of a game when they're up, because we know how Tibbs likes to just those players into the ground. Boston, they're done. Right? My man's not coming back. Jason Tatum's not coming back till right about this time next year. And at that point, who knows? We're going to be Jaylen Brown's not. He's a Robin. He's not such a good Batman. I mean, Tito Horford is 65 years old. I mean, what the heck? You know what I mean? Like, you got guys.
Yes.
So there's not a lot. Maybe Atlanta. All right. There's not a lot of good teams in the East. So the Bulls really could get a good spot, a position in the rankings, in maybe a 4, 5, or 6, and go right into the playoffs and avoid the play. And I see it happening. I do.
Yeah, I mean, you brought up a point which really bothers me. I don't know if you saw the game 6, the closeout game with the Knicks against Boston, and they were up over 30 points with 5 minutes left in that game, and Tibbs had OG Anunoby and Mikal Bridges still on the floor.
Yep.
I mean, that's idiocy it's you're either being dumb or you're letting your coaching ego outweigh the potential injury. If one of those guys got hurt at that moment, what are we talking about today? Like, it's crazy to me that people just kind of gloss over this stuff. Like, let me be clear. I don't dislike Tibbs personally. I think he's a really good coach and he's helped a lot of teams improve. But, as a son of a coach and someone that's coached for many years, I take player health in this profession seriously. And my foundational belief is that players win games. And if you're like the number one job of a coach above all is to put your players in position to succeed and protect their health, why are you have these 2 guys in, especially like OG Anunoby, who's got like a long history of injuries in the game with 30 plus, a decided game? It's reckless. It's like unacceptable. And the only thing more frustrating to me than the decision itself is like the refusal of people to ask him about it, or writers to justify it, or just to turn their nose to it. It's ridiculous. I mean, you can have the debate all day about if Derrick Rose should have been in the game with the Bulls up 12 and 2 minutes left. There's no debate about 30 points in 5 minutes.
30-point lead.
It's crazy. It's crazy. So yeah, I agree.
You would think, Fred, that he would learn. You would think, you know what I mean? You would think that you had the league MVP, all right, in at a meaningless point of the game when you're up, game's pretty much in hand, and you left him out there unnecessarily, and he got hurt.
Oh.
And I'm not saying it's your fault, Tibbs. No, but what I'm saying is you put him in that position, and as coaches, like you just said, you put your players in the best position to be successful. That's not being successful.
Yeah,
you're up. You're up with a minute to go, minute and change to go. Man,
and it's
frustrating.
Those serious injuries occur when you're fatigued. Jason Tatum tore his Achilles tendon with 3 minutes and 8 seconds left, and then so did Kobe. Think about some of these major injuries. Derrick Rose. What was the other big ACL injury that occurred in the last few seconds? I can't remember. Oh, no. It was the other big injury that occurred was Golden State. God, I can't remember what year that was. 2000. Regardless,
not Shawn Livingston.
No. It wasn't Shawn Livingston. It was Klay Thompson. Klay Thompson hurt it in the second half. It was second half that he got hurt. He hurt his ACL. I just think it's statistically proven. It's crazy to even think that he should be that the guy was in the game at that point. And it's either because you're either unbelievably dumb, which I don't think he is, or it's egotistical because you just don't want to be the first team, or you don't trust your bench to blow a 30-point lead with 5 minutes left. The fact is the Celtics had waved the white flag. They already had all their bench in there. It's crazy.
They did.
But we'll just ignore that. And I picked the Pacers. I think the Pacers are going to beat them in the conference finals because they put the pressure on the whole game. They use their bench, and I think they're going to tire them out, and I think they're going to win this series. But we'll see. We'll see, man. Regardless, it's going to be. I've loved these playoffs. I don't know if you feel the same way. These playoffs have shown me exactly how far the Bulls are away from competing because I don't trust anybody on the team with the exception of Kobe White in terms of production in the playoffs.
I've been a big fan of this, and guys, we're joined by Fred Pfeiffer, host of the Big Red Podcast, talking Bulls basketball and now NBA playoffs here on Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago. Listen, I really love these playoffs. It has taken me back to the 90s. A lot of physical play is being allowed, okay? And you got to adjust. You can't keep – and all the bitching and moaning is turned into 2 points on the other end because you're shorthanded. And it's slowed down a lot, and it's just – I love it. I love it. The games are tight. And this is what you want in playoff basketball, all right? Regular season records, does the hell with them. They're out the window, all right? Mm-hmm. The Knicks were not this good a team in the regular season, but you know what? They're this good a team in the playoffs, and I love this. I love the intensity of the games. I love the chippiness of the games. I love the physical play of the games. I'm really, really liking it, and I can't wait to see the conference finals. All right, Indiana and New York, and who's Denver? Didn't Oklahoma beating over Denver?
Oklahoma City and Minnesota. Yeah, that's going to be. I think Oklahoma City is going to win that in five, the most 6. I think they're a better team overall, and they're going to win that series. I think Golden State was a lottery team as soon as Steph Curry went out. I mean, they were horrible. I think Minnesota didn't actually look that good in either series for the most part on the offensive end. I think there are a lot of struggles that are going to be exposed by the Oklahoma City Thunder defense. It's going to be ugly. So I think it's going to be Oklahoma City, and I'm picking Pacers. I could easily see the Knicks coming out, though, too. You can never tell with the officiating. I tell you, man, Brunson, great player, but, man, does that guy get some calls. The foul baiting is at next level. So either or, I do think Oklahoma City is going to win this pretty convincingly. They are a fantastic team. And look at our guy Caruso, another reason why that trade was such a disgrace that I don't care if, like I said before, I don't care if Giddey makes 10 All-Star teams. I'm glad we got him. He's a valuable player. But you got to get a draft asset in addition to that from a team. That last year, Giddey ended the year unable to be played. He wasn't really even in a rotation on a playoff team. And you have a role player like Caruso, who's excellent defensively, 3-and-D guy, who every team in the league would have wanted. And you couldn't even get a protected first-round pick from a team that has too many to use. Inexcusable. GM malpractice, and it still angers me. And, man, I don't even know what to say. I did want to mention one more thing, Shawn, about so in terms of some of the players, there is one player that I've been seeing a lot mocked to the Bulls, Colin Murray Boyles. Do you know? Have you heard about him from South Carolina?
I've heard the name. I haven't.
6'8", 245. Really good defensively. He averaged like 17 points and 8 rebounds. I like him a lot, but the issue with him is he can't shoot. He's not a good, and he's a little bit undersized 5. That's how I kind of see him kind of projecting to the NBA. Again, another guy who can't shoot.
You say 6'8"?
He's 6'8". I think he's measuring at 6'8", but he'll play the center position probably in the NBA. The other guy I liked a lot was Jace Richardson, who's going to probably be available, but he measured in at 6 feet. So he measured in, and he was listed at 6'3", and he measured in at 6 feet. Excellent athlete, great. I thought he played really well down the stretch for Michigan State, but
good lineage,
another guard. So there's just so many. That happens when you're picking 12. You're getting these players that have a lot of potential issues or red flags. So, but I'm just going to do a little bit deeper dive. By the next time I see you, I'll be ready to tell you who I think they should take. But we'll see.
I hope we got a guard, Fred. I really do. We got tons of guards. Give me, and first, ideally, I would love Maluak to be able to fall. And if that's the case, man, that solves a lot of problems there, Fred. A lot of problems for this team. That's not all of them, but it solves a big problem. That's a rim protector. And a big guy like that who can protect the rim and run the court. Now
it's
he's cooking hot grease.
7'6" wingspan. Oh my God, I love that kid.
That's insane.
Just a lob threat, rim runner. He's going to be awesome. But every mock draft I've seen, he's going like 8 to the Nets, 9 to the Raptors, 10 to the Rockets. We'll see. And the Rockets have the 10th overall pick from the Suns trade. I think the Rockets are probably moving. I think the Rockets are going to be an under-discussed team to potentially get Giannis.
Really?
Yeah, they got a ton of draft assets, and I think if I were the Rockets, I'd absolutely move Sengun. I'd move Green, who I thought was awful in the playoffs, awful, and I'd move a couple of their draft assets to get Giannis. Where do you think Giannis is going? He's going to go somewhere, I think.
Definitely ain't here. Definitely not down definitely not down I-94. That's for sure.
If it was here, we'd have to move every single available asset.
Yeah, and he'd be the only guy here. Giannis in the rec league.
Yeah, exactly.
Because first thing they're going to ask for is Matas. That's the first thing they're going to ask for is Matas.
Oh, there's no way. There's no way we get him without him.
I mean?
think yes, totally. And not only that, I'm not even sure. The other big team that you're hearing is San Antonio. And so, they got the rookie of the year. Would you rather have Modest or the rookie of the year, and all the draft assets that San Antonio has, which is a mountain of them? There's 4 or 5 teams that have better packages for Giannis. The only thing you can hope is that he says, I want to go to Chicago, and I don't think he will say that.
Yeah, I don't think so either. So yeah, I got a couple. One guy said Houston, other guy said Miami. Yeah, I don't know where they're gonna go, man. But the thing is, he's 30. He's 30. He'll be 31 next season. It doesn't mean it's not the telltale sign of him deteriorating, but he's 30. All right, he can still play at a high level. He's just gonna have to be at a more controlled pace, which is fine. But it's going to look weird having him in another uniform. Like it was weird seeing Dame in the Milwaukee uniform. You know what I mean? It's going to be weird seeing him because we've seen him grow up in Milwaukee. But where he goes, man, I don't know who wants. And some people might just blow it up and give their draft capital, some players, whatever. But that's a good.
They don't have any. They don't have any draft picks. They've traded them all away. So they need no, the Bucks. I'm talking about whoever Giannis trades, they don't have any draft picks, so they need a mountain of draft picks in return.
Mm-hmm.
So if we made a deal with the Bulls, it would cost us 3 first-rounders and every swap to Kingdom Come. So, and there's a lot of teams that just have a mountain of draft capital. Look at Oklahoma City. Oklahoma City still is out there. That could put up a really good deal if they somehow fall short. So. Unfortunately, the Bulls but that's the reason why little things like not trading Drummond at the trade deadline last year and getting 2 second-rounders, or not getting another first-rounder from Oklahoma City in the trade for Caruso, and not moving, Levine earlier, or not moving, DeMar DeRozan earlier. When you get these mountain of draft assets, that allows you to make these moves and get in the conversation. Yeah. And we just haven't done that as an organization. So hopefully the next 5 years will be better, but the first 5 have been awful.
Wow, we got to wait 5 years, man. And you know what? And the crazy part is this: is that the front office, as long as they're competitive, they're happy because that place is sold out, game after game. It's sold out, and from a business perspective, they're right on point. They're not spending all that crazy amount of money. All right, I mean, you might have to. I mean, it's going to be a little more with Josh Giddey's contract, but you got asses in the seats every single game. Concessions, jerseys, merch, alcohol, all the sale, everything that comes in there, you got asses in the seats. As a businessman, what more can you want? You know what I mean? So
yeah, that's true. But one thing I will say, look at the Knicks. They still got the same dumb owner that they always had, that people were complaining about 5 years ago. But they finally got a front office that made the right decisions. And I blame, Reinsdorf is not a great owner. We all know that. He's terrible and all that stuff too. But the reason the Bulls aren't good now is because we took, Patrick Williams ahead of Tyrese Halliburton, and we did not make the right moves. I blame it a lot more on the front office than I do on the owner. I do feel like there's a little bit of, in Chicago, a little bit too much. We're not going to get better until we get new ownership. It was the same way with Hallis and all the McCaskies. It's the decisions of the front office that matter most. And anyhow, I love that Daylight Bulls by King Book World. It's well said. They are the Daylight Bulls because we had plenty of trade assets that could have worked, and we just held on to them far too long. And the biggest one is, here's another good example, Lonzo Ball. We could have had a first-round draft pick from the Memphis Grizzlies for Lonzo Ball at this past trade deadline. Instead, we extended him. What are we doing? Like we
forgot about Ball.
This guy. What's that?
I forgot about Ball.
Ball, that was another one. So we could have had just 2 first-round picks instead of 1, and then we could have moved up or done other moves.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's another guard we got. Oh my goodness,
dude, we are
getting depressed here, Shawn. The more we're getting into this, we're talking about.
Dude,
yeah.
It's frustrating how many freaking guards we got. I mean,
yeah.
Like, and I like the trade the who was the guard we got? Trey Jones.
Yeah, fantastic. He played great for us. Absolutely.
Yeah. Trey Jones, Giddey, but then you got Io, then you got Kobe.
Yeah.
It was just, man. I mean, how many guards you want? 6 of your 12 players are guards. I mean,
exactly.
The hell. So
it's brutal. Yeah, it is brutal.
Hey, Fred, great stuff, buddy. I appreciate it. Do me a favor though, before you go, let everybody know where they can find you and your work online.
The Big Red Bus. Just go to any podcast where you can find your podcast. Search for Big Red Bus Bulls, and you'll find myself and Doug Tonis and a variety of guests talking every week. Shawn, we got to have you on soon. I can't believe we haven't had you on yet. Please, can you come on one of these future shows? I'll send you a text and have you come on. I'd love to have you on.
I'm down, baby. I'm down.
And then always on X at CBE Fred, as in Chicago Bullseye Fred, CBE Fred. Shawn, it's always good to see you. I'm really hoping things change in the next couple of weeks as we'll have a little bit clearer picture on who they're going to pick. And we'll see. Man, it'd be great if we could get some really good players dropped to us like we did last year. And take advantage of that.
You give us another player like Matas. Woo!
Yeah. Now we're cooking with gas. Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. So pray from Maluak, from Duke. Pray.
Please. Yes, exactly. All right, Shawn. Good talking to you. Have a good one, guys.
We'll talk soon. Thanks, buddy. Guys, that's Fred Pfeiffer from the Big Red Bus talking Bulls basketball with us. And yeah, that's what we need. We need a big guy. And, Jay Grizz was big on Maluak. A lot of other people here in the chat are big on this. Wow. It just bugs me. It's entertainment. It's a business. And just follow the money. Follow the money. How you couldn't see Dallas getting the number 1 overall pick. Back in 2008, there was talk Michael Beasley or Derrick Rose. But I truly believe, me, I'm a conspiracy theorist. Just like, all right, it was ordained. It was set. All right, Derrick Rose was one heck of a player, went to the national championship game. If he could hit some free throws, they would have won it at the end of regulation. But you saw a guy, they understood. Chicago loves its basketball. All right, Chicago loves, it's a basketball town. Okay. To have Derrick Rose here and all the auxiliary things that meant, people were going to come out and support their own. They were going to do that, and they did. They're going to come out and support their own. God forbid he turned out to be good, which he did. What did I tell you? All the Chicago Bulls number 1 jerseys that are in the stands, to this day. That are in the stands to this day. People still wear Derrick Rose jerseys. You imagine how crazy it was back in the day when he got drafted, back in the day when he was taken off year, becoming Rookie of the Year, when he became the MVP, how many Derrick Rose number 1 Chicago Bull jerseys they sold. Chicago goes out for their own. South side, west side, north side. Man, they loved him some Derrick Rose. We understand it. He was a bomb. And that's why I continue to say that it's rigged. It's rigged. A lot of people think it. And the NBA is just like, I don't care what you think. Because they're in the business of making money. They're in the business of making money. And how can you fault them? I get it. All right. It's entertainment. All right. You know, the WWE doesn't even hide it. They're sports entertainment. NFL, Major League Baseball, NBA, it's entertainment. And I think that those moves are made. Now, it doesn't mean you develop players. It doesn't mean, because I doubt they thought Steph was going to be Steph. So here's where the Bulls front office needs to develop. And they've done a good job. Io has turned out to be well. Kobe has done well. Only guy is P. Won't. He's the only guy who they haven't been able to develop, the number 1 overall pick, or this regime's first draft pick. And I think that has more to do with him than it does with their development. One of the other things, the last thing we didn't get to talk about was the Bears. All right, last week, said the Bears are closing the door, or is questions, are the Bears closing the door on the Chicago Stadium? Team statement cites significant progress with Arlington Heights. Well, we kind of knew that. Frustrated legislative fumes, they keep flip-flopping. But you had to know this. This is not your first rodeo, legislator. You know this is not their first. It's not your first rodeo. State Representative Cam Buckner says Chicago Bears, it's hard to believe their announcements or proclamations because they keep flip-flopping. You know, they said they had a statement released by the Bears on Friday. It said simply confirmed the obvious. They quote unquote significant progress, in Arlington Heights, and work with state and local lenders on making a transformative economic development project for the region a reality. Was this coming as a huge surprise, everybody? I don't think so. You know, I told you where I want it to be. I want it to be in the lakefront. But I also understand the politics of it. He was, he had an angle, he had an agenda, get that tax bill lowered. It's just going to be weird for us. Still don't like it, but there's really nothing I can do. And as soon as they put dirts in the or shovels in the dirt, it's over. And it's probably going to be sooner than later. Why do you say that, Michelle? The state screwed the Bears. No, the Bears screwed the Bears. All right, the Bears screwed the Bears. Here's why. One, you got the rehab of Soldier Field. Remember when they 02, 03, something like that? You put that ugly ass spaceship inside. That's for starters. That really the public funding that you use from it. Well, Michelle, because the lack of funding is because they still the funding they got for the rehab on Soldier Field. And what I don't understand is this. Why the state finds it difficult. Why the state doesn't acquiesce and say, okay, we give you money for funds. I don't understand it. And here's why I don't understand it. Because the state and the city are going to get their taxes on every single ticket, parking space. They're going to make money. And if you had it done downtown, like if you have it done on Arlington Heights, it's going to be an enclosed stadium, which means it can be used year-round. So not only are you using this year-round, but now you're generating revenue, city and state, year-round. So instead of just, like there's nothing going on there in the winter at Soldier Field, nothing. But in the winter, you can have concerts. You can have the Big Ten concert. You can have WrestleMania. You can have a whole bunch of things inside. And every time and I get it, I understand. The parking isn't ideal. But the renderings that they gave showed a train station coming right into the new stadium. And people say, well, we got this to worry about, that to worry about. What are we doing with the weed money? What are we doing with the gambling money? Because you ain't fixing pensions. Our streets are still full of potholes. Wrecking suspension system after suspension system of Chicago drivers. You're getting all this money from gambling and weed, and you can't give money for a stadium because you're not going to fix anything. You're not going to fix anything. There's more than enough money to take care of all the issues, teachers' pensions, roads, any other pension funds that have been hit. It's more than enough money for it. Especially when you're getting a couple $100 million. What was it? I forgot. It was the first quarter. They said, how much How much revenue? Or Illinois? Here. Recreational sales grew 2.5% last. Dispensaries logging in $1.72 billion in sales. Illinois' legal weed business reached an all-time high in 2024, with the state reaping more than $2 billion in sales and nearly $500 million in sales tax. You're getting $500 million in sales tax. $500 million in sales tax. There's your revenue. That's from weed. That's from weed. Illinois Gaming Board reported $1.7 billion in gaming tax revenue for 2024. Come on. Come on. But you can't build stadiums. Like where's all this money going? And the weed revenue and sports gambling isn't going to go down. It's not going down. People are still going to smoke weed and bet parlays out the ass. So this is pretty much guaranteed income. All of a sudden, no one's going to stop. The whole state of Illinois is not going to say, you know what, I'm going to stop betting. No way. The whole state of Illinois is not going to say, oh, we're going to stop smoking weed. No way. So you have about over $1 billion in taxes a year in revenue that you're getting. What are you doing with it? Except tell people no, they can't have money. What are you doing with it? That adds to the skyline. That adds to downtown. That adds to the allure of Chicago. And there's got to be a loophole around this Friends of the Park thing. Because they're a pain in the ass. And listen, I get it. Back in the day, when Marshall Field and a whole bunch of other people created that group, it was because they wanted the lakefront for themselves. The reason they did this, they didn't want the lakefront to be full of commerce like all the other cities and east of Chicago that are on the lakes. Look at Cleveland. Cleveland doesn't have a lakefront. No one talks about the Cleveland lakefront. It's all commerce. But times have changed. They wanted to keep it for the people. And is it a stadium for the people? Aren't people going to be using that stadium 24/7, 365? Or at least have access to use it? And then when there aren't, think of all the revenue. I just told you all the different events. And then when they're not events, you have tours. You have tours of the new stadium. You don't think Chicagoans and visitors and tourists are going to want to see the brand new NFL stadium in Chicago on the lakefront? Of course. So why this is such an issue, I have no idea. I have no idea. Put it in the south lot. You have the Waldron lot. You have the spot where you could have made Soldier Field the parking lot. You know what? I still haven't gone down to south of McCormick Place by Prairie Shores. And what's east of Prairie Shores? Because you put in a south lot, again, buy the land up across from Prairie Shores, make that parking lots, and now you have it. Believe me, I know it's a move. It's in vain because more than likely it's going to Arlington Heights. Good point, Junior. Friday night they had to delay the Beyonce concert at Soldier Field in the Dome. They wouldn't have to. Yeah. The lightning, the rain, wouldn't have to do that. So I get it. Arlington Heights wins. Doesn't mean I have to be happy about it, because I'm not. It's just what, and obviously I'm not a politician and I'm not plugged in on how a lot of the politics works. But you're getting over $1 billion in revenue a year. Where's it going? You replenish all the funds that you talked about. Streets and sand. I told you, got the streets still suck. So where's this money going? Where? That's what I want to know. Well, listen, man, 2 hours is coming and going. I want to thank my friend, our friend, my guest, Fred Pfeiffer, Southside Chicago Catholic League guy from St. Lawrence. Boo. For coming out and talking Bulls basketball with us. Yeah, those politicians have their own agenda. Yeah, and I would love to see, Michonne, where all this money is going. I would love to see it. Because this is in property taxes, with the new records in sales tax for gaming and for sports gambling and for marijuana. They can't help the Bears out and keep it here, so now everybody wins. I don't know. But anyway, man, great show today. Again, I want to thank Fred Pfeiffer for coming out and talking Bulls basketball with us. I want to thank you guys. You guys were active in the chat today. Michonne, Mr. Shorty, my man Junior in the house. King Booker World in the house. Black Diamond in the house. All right. Ant Moss checking in. Appreciate him. Let's say Armando, my man Junior. Rick Gonzalez checking in. Shorty, Brandon Schutz checking in. Everyone else, if I missed you, my apologies. But I want to thank you guys for tuning in, for love and support. I appreciate it greatly. So it's going to be a cold one today. What's the high? Man, 61 degrees. It's 51 now. 53 Northern Park. 53 degrees, only a high of 61. Ooh. Well, let me see. Yeah, all week it's going to be in the 60s. Wow. 61 today. 60 Tuesday. 95% chance of rain. 60 Wednesday. 58 Wednesday. 65% chance of rain. 55 Thursday, 45% chance of rain. 60 Friday, 64 Saturday, 64 Sunday with a 55% chance of rain. 66 Monday, Memorial Day. 69 on Tuesday, 75 next Wednesday. Man. Oh, well. Listen, guys, you have a phenomenal day. All right? Let your loved ones know you love them. Because tomorrow is promised to no one. We got some news coming. Should be the 1st. Should be June 1st. We'll have some big news from Sports Zone Chicago. All right? So for everyone here at Sports Zone Chicago, guys, I'm your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra. Have a phenomenal day. Get out there and enjoy this nice brisk day. All right? Nice brisk days. Wear a nice little zip-up jacket or a hoodie, and you'll be good. All right? So from everyone here at Sports Zone Chicago, I'm your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra. This will be replayed tonight at 6. At 12:15, we're going to welcome Sydney and Lakeisha, taking you on another 2-hour tour of Chicago sports. All right? I'm out of here. From everyone here at Sports Zone Chicago, I'm Shawn Sierra. Your boy is out.